ओम परतत्वे सदा लीनो रामकृष्ण समाज्ञया यो धर्म स्थापन रतो वीरेशम तम नमाम्यहम. We are discussing here Swami Vivekananda's Chatusutri, the four aphorisms by Swami Vivekananda which tells us about the entire gamut of religion or spirituality. And we have seen that first is the statement of truth. Each soul is potentially divine. We have seen that each souls mean right up to ant, from ant to elephant, man to superman, every soul is not what he appears to be. His potential is very different. And that potential is defined as divinity. And divinity we can understand in so many ways. And the one way is to understand it as infinitive. Second way is to understand it as consciousness, one without a second. Third way to understand it is what commonly we know as God or Brahman. You know the translation of this in all Indian languages. You know that translation? हिंदी, प्रत्येक जीव अव्यक्त ब्रह्म है. सेम इन मराठी, प्रत्येक जीव अव्यक्त ब्रह्म आहे. बांग्ला सेम थिंग. So, divinity is taken as Brahman there. So the infinite सृष्टीची प्रलय करता भगवान देव. That is the potential in man. And today outside, if we see, now this is not only about man, this is about each soul. But outside if we see, there are infinite varieties. Not only between animals and man, but within man there are infinite varieties. This variety is due to two reasons, remember. The degree of spiritual evolution is one thing, and variety of the mind is another thing. If a man loves God as mother and another loves God as father, it does not show any difference in degree. It is what is the constitution. And if somebody loves God as Nirakar, its level does not differ. So, we must understand this point that man is infinite variety from the level of his spiritual height and his variety of his constitution. And in this constitution, that means the structure of his mind, that is the constitution. And the structure of the mind, as per defined clearly in dictionaries or as felt in general, this mind is made of thinking, feeling and will. To the extent that, I told you once now, the Western people try to judge a man's character by the divisions of his thumb, you see. There are three parts clearly. This shows the percentage of thinking in the man. This shows feeling and this shows will. These are all a general sweeping analysis. Now, basing upon this, two things come to our mind. First is that This will is both positive and negative. I shall do is a function of the will, and I shall not do also is a function of the will, but they are totally opposite to each other. And so, we can say, instead of that positive and negative will, we may say will and self-control. Okay? Basing upon this, Swamiji is divided into 4. Thinking, feeling, positive will, negative will. Thinking, feeling, will, self-control. So, basing upon these 4 faculties in man, Swamiji has divided into 4 yogas. Now, so we read that each soul is potentially divine. Automatic corollary of this is that the goal is to manifest this divinity within by controlling nature, external and internal. We have seen that external nature means our bodily habits, internal nature means our mental habits, and control does not mean stopping. Control means directing them in a proper channel. So, divinity is not manifested because our mind has gone wrong. Basing upon the wrong knowledge that we possess, we are not aware that we are potentially divine, or that there is any connection with divinity. We feel we are men and the world is objects for us. Basing upon this, our thinking, now there is a thought current called free thinking, rational thinking, and it is the most irrational idea, please, you must understand. Each man can think according to the trigunas present in him. He has no independent thinking. He is not free to think as he likes. And that is why this quarrel between the so-called rationalists and so-called adherents of the forms of religion. So, this free thinking has no place because there is no free thinking. Swamiji, Swami Vivekananda and Shankaracharya both have shown that if we allow free thinking, then it will end in nihilism. You understand? Nihilism? Now, if I can explain in few steps to you, the world is continuously changing. There is no world. And if there is no world, then there is zero. That is what thinking will. God does not appear in thinking. Impossible. So free thinking has a very, very limited scope. Where from God comes? There. Observation, generalization. And we observe that the world is continuously changing. And a thing changing has no meaning. Which thing? This table? It was yesterday or today. What to call a table? If it is a changing something, which one is called table? It was 1 minute back was different table. This now it is different. How to call it table? Free thinking, rational thinking. Real rational thinking ends in nihilism. My Guruji told this many times. What the world is made of? He used to say, the world is made of internal nihilism. Internal nihilism, that means zero. So free thinking ends there. Shankaracharya in his commentary to Mandukya Karika, he has told that if you allow free thinking, it will end in nihilism. Swami Vivekananda in his Jnana Yoga has told, if you allow free thinking, it will end in nihilism. So, the question is that thinking has gone wrong. Now, what reason can do? Reason can disprove that which is wrong. If something is wrong, reason can show it is wrong. That is the scope of reason. But reason has no go to show what is reality. How it will tell us? Unless the five senses bring data, there is no reason. Reason is a secondary means. It works only on the data supplied to it. And if these subtler impressions and other things are not taken into consideration, reason will work on the data and it will say zero. This is the present state of reason. So, reason requires correction. It has to be corrected according to the experience of the people who are experienced. We are experiencing only the gross world by our five senses. Nothing beyond that, absolutely nothing. But there are people who experience much more. And to call it subjective is the most foolish term. Thakur used to say, if you are all sitting before me, I clearly see the minds just like things in a glass case. That is subjective. And Thakur has also said that you are sitting. I am seeing that different pillow covers are there, inside the same cotton is there. Like that is the example he is giving. Like that, all these are only covers, and my mother is peeping at me through all the covers. This is madness. Now, it can be subjective, it can be madness if a single person can experience. But if there is a parampara, if there are hundreds of people who can experience and are experiencing, can you call it subjective? Another thing is that their life is most peaceful, blissful, perfect. They do not trouble others, they help others. Our life, no peace. You know, peace of mind people talk of. And the statement and the fact is that there are pieces of mind. Bliss vanished. Perfection not there. Troubling others consciously goes on. Being troubled by others continuously happens. Anyway, so we have to correct our thinking. And feeling, our feeling is particular attachment to somebody, something, calling it mine. And that which obstructs it, hate, jealousy, hatred. Love for one means hatred for others. Will this feeling leave us happy? Can this feeling lead us to perfection? So feeling requires to be corrected. Now will. Will is 10% selfish. Because our definition of I is that consciousness which is limited by this body and mind. What happens? I have told you, write down 3-4 points which are common to humanity, common to animals also. If I am not the body, even evolved man, if I am not the mind, but if I am the consciousness attached to a particular body and mind, first, ego. Second, selfishness. Third, narrowness. Fourth, enjoyment. This is life. Automatic corollary. If we take each soul is potentially divine, then the automatic corollary is different. And our present consciousness, if we take, our present will, if you take, then this is the matter. Ego, because this is my body, that is not my body. Selfishness, I will cater to this. Narrowness and enjoyment. Now, if there is any other quality in us, it is the reflection of God or in potential divinity which is in us. And now self-control or control of something, I shall not do. If it is wrongly used, example, चक्का बंद, कलकत्ता बंद, बंगाल बंद, इंडिया बंद. And if it is rightly used, I will not allow any lower thing to rise in me. Only the higher things will rise. And I will reach my goal. You understand this point? So the two sides we are facing now. These 4 things, correction is necessary in all 4 things. Secondly, we are making some attempt to manifest the divinity. We have to use these 4 faculties to manifest the divinity. And due to infinite variety of man, there is different percentages in man. I was telling you that some people have very little thinking capacity. In a flash, thinking does not happen like that. Quick. And then repent due to your mistake. So, no, I was only pointing out very little thinking capacity is there. And some people, they think and think and think, never come to action. Anyway, so correction is to be applied. Whatever we have, correction is to be applied. And whatever we have has to be used. There are these 2 sides of. We now come to a new point, which will be the main point of discussion today. Sri Ramakrishna and Swami Vivekananda have preached harmony. Now, harmony is not only in different religions. Harmony is within the constitution of man. Now, many people have felt this. Otherwise, what happens in man? Man is disintegrated, we say. Thinking goes in one way, feeling in another way, action is slightly different. So many people have understood that there are these different faculties, different tendencies, and a harmony is necessary. Now they have worked on different ideas. You note down. 3 words I will tell you. The first word is eclecticism. Eclecticism. In history, it was tried by Akbar first, and secondly by Mahatma Gandhi. Akbar, tried to create a new religion. Deen-e-Ilahi is the religion established by Akbar by taking some parts of Hinduism and some parts of Islam. So it is neither Hinduism nor Islam. It is Akbar's religion. What he thinks good, he has chosen. Second is synthesis. Even Swamiji or Master Mahashaya have used this word sometimes, but that is not what they meant. The best exponent of synthesis is Aurobindo Ghosh. His famous book is Common Basis of Yoga, Synthesis of Yoga. That means 1 hour you should do Karma Yoga, 1 hour Bhakti Yoga, 1 hour Jnana Yoga, 1 hour Raja Yoga. As if there are 4 different boxers or wrestlers, and we are allowing to each of them. That is not proper. What is harmony? These 4 are the expressions of the same potential divinity. Reality, or that potential divinity, is one without a second. Base your Jnana Yoga on that. Base your Karma Yoga on that. Base your devotion on that. And base your self-control on that. That is where I have been shouting always that Swamiji's Raja Yoga is perfect, not Patanjali's. There are not 4 quarreling people. In different minds, they express differently. Reality is one. Then what should be my feeling? Love for all. Hate for none. In our Ramakrishna Mission Seva career, remember always, without consideration of caste, creed or culture. Stri, Purush, caste, one reality in all. Now see, your thinking will change totally. Your thinking will change totally if you think every thought on this basis. The Gita has told us, Vyavasayatmika buddhi eka iha kuru nandana bahusakha hi anantascha buddhayo avyavasayinam. Here in this matter of the life or religion based upon one without a second reality, the criteria of thinking is only one. Whether this leads me to God or not. If that is missing, my criteria are infinite. I want to earn money. People should call me good. I should not earn money by bad means. I wish to earn more money. Conflict. Which is your criteria? No criteria or infinite criteria. Bahushakhai anantasya buddhayo avyavasayina. Those do not have this criteria that I want to go to God. No end to their buddhis. So many questions arise. Thinking has no base then. What is good and bad? Values. What I like is good. You know one incident, I'm going where. You know one incident. In olden days, in Roman or those days, Greek, there were city-states. And they used to dig out a channel around that city and a small bridge on that. And they become lazy that nobody can attack us. But the enemies knew that. And they attacked. Actually, they have come up to that other side of the bridge. Then the council sits and what to do. Somebody says we should raise a boundary of iron or steel. Like that discussions are going on. The cobbler says, nothing like leather, sir, nothing like leather. Swamiji has used this expression. Do you remember? Where? Dr. Bhaduri was a homeopath. And he came along with Dr. Sarkar one day. And after all discussions, he tells Thakur that when you recover, you should practice homeopathy. Otherwise, what is the use of life? Narendranath immediately remarks, nothing like leather, sir. Anyway. Now that is Swamiji's idea of harmony. It does not prescribe a particular course. Either by work, do this, that is the main thing. Either by work or worship or psychic control or philosophy, by one or more or all of these, according to the faculties which you have, according to your constitution. Now here I will tell you 3 models of harmony. Real harmony, not synthesis, eclecticism gone. So first you have to understand this difference. Eclecticism is not harmony, appears as synthesis, appears as harmony, it is not harmony. And harmony has this meaning. Now, Thakur's harmony. What is Thakur's harmony? Jato mat, tato path. As many faiths, so many paths. Harmony based upon sadhana. Mat means what? What mind does becomes mat. Mat is the past participle of mental activity. So mind thinks in this way, not the wrong way, but this type of thinking. Follow that. Follow that as your sadhana. Operative part. Take now Dvaita, Vishta, Dvaita, Dvaita. What the Dvaita is telling you? Love God. Any other thing is he telling you? But he sets a limit, thus far and no further. That why should I accept? I accepted the operative part, love. And if I love God, there will no limit. I will change. The Vishnadvaiti comes. We are parts of God. God is whole. And he also prescribes you should love God. Understand, this is Thakur's harmony. We accept anything as a path of sadhana. Take the Thakur practice Islam. It tells us 5 times namaz, love Allah. It was actually Sufism. He practiced it and reached the same goal. So Thakur's harmony is based upon practice. Okay? Mother's idea of harmony. Don't emphasize something exclusively, it will suppress other things and quarrels will come. She has said this explicitly. Somebody approached her, and mother, is not the speciality of this incarnation harmony? She said, no, I don't think so. He did not plan that I will create harmony. His speciality is tyaga. Such tyaga nobody has done, nobody has seen of, nobody has heard about such tyaga. Then he says, what you say, boy, also is true. All the previous Mahapurushas, all, have emphasized some aspect of spirituality, because of which other aspects got suppressed. This time it has not happened so. Thakur has emphasized all aspects of spirituality. You remember that one example to understand this. Thakur has given an allegory. There is a man, what you call in English I do not know, the man who colors clothes, dyer. Okay? No, there is a man who colors clothes, and there is a tub of color in front of him. And people bring their white clothes. And I want my cloth yellow. He dips in the same tub and gives it yellow cloth. Another person wants red. He dips in the same tub and gives him red, green, whatever one likes. And one young man is sitting. He is not telling. Then the dyer man asks him, you tell me which color you want. He says, I want the color of your tub. We are immediately impressed. You understand? Who are the people? This is Swami Vivekananda, who wants Swarupa. But think about the dyer. Only Swarupa also is an exclusion. Understand now? If you emphasize one, Shankaracharya, emphasize Swarupa, 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 then others become useless. My constitution is such that I want to see Bhagavan as Rama. No, Swarupa. In his bhashyas, he has stotras for all gods and goddesses. But as presented by Shankarites, this is the picture of Shankara before us. Nirguna Brahma. He says that reason is not sufficient, but always he reasons. So Mother says that all the previous Mahaprabhu, take Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, but dancing, that's all. Swamiji has so vehemently criticized this. Thakur used to dance and sing. Swamiji used to tell him how much control basing upon that this path is there. Enough of dancing and singing, Swamiji said. Be brave, be fighter. India does not require those instruments now. India requires big drums and berries. So, emphasis on a point. Now take Swamiji. I remember Madras temple opening 2000. I had gone there by Gautamanji's special invitation. 11th hour you cannot say. 11 and a half hour. And I was not to talk. Anyway, Ranganathanji had exerted himself too much on the temple opening day. And in the evening, the postal stamps in the name of Madras temple opening was to be read. That also Ranganathanji presided. On the third day, he had to initiate many people. In the evening, in the night, doctors came and told, tomorrow absolutely no activity. And next day was the Parliament of Religions. Ranganathanji was there to preside. And doctor said, absolutely not. Then who will preside? In the night, inconclusive. Morning, then somebody suggested to Gautamananji, suggesting my name, let him preside. Gautamanji is searching for me. He has sent people to search for me. I am sitting in the main pandal listening to Purushottomanji's bhajans. And in all pandals, then 10 minutes before, one brahmachari found me there. Gautamanji wants you. I went. He said, take these sheets, take the paper, think. You have to preside. There, I did not think. Because after program, I had to go to collect my back fare. Back, front, all fare. TAD we used to call it. Then the Sabha started. My name was announced. I sat up. Anyway, sitting there, I remembered these three things. Thakur's harmony, Mother's harmony, Swami Vivekananda's harmony. Swami Vivekananda would carry any thought to the extreme. Jnana Yoga, there is nothing like Jnana. Karma Yoga, there is nothing like Karma. Because in Swamiji's mind, everything is Atman. Everything is only one reality. Understood? Now, two speakers were from Ramakrishna Mission, other than me. Jitatmananda to present Neo Vedantism, and Jagananda to present Orthodox Hinduism. And Jitatmananda is quoting Swamiji and his gestures, standing on the beach of California. Swamiji is telling, you need not go to temples, you need not go to churches. I think celebration is for temple only. And people are getting disturbed. I quoted Holy Mother's harmony and said that this need not go, if it is emphasized too much, it will become should not go. It should not become should not go. All 7,000 people rose on their feet and clapped. Understood? So Swamiji's harmony, who has read that book? What we believe in? He says any of these practiced independently, there are pitfalls. And Sri Ram Krishna is the perfect harmony. But everybody cannot become like him. So let us practice harmony in a group. You understand this wonderful idea? In the Ramakrishna mission, in the world, I am a Bhakti Yogi, you are a Karma Yogi. I should appreciate you. You should appreciate me. That will become harmony in a group. Somebody is a Jnana Yogi, somebody is a Dhyani. We should appreciate him. Understand? So, this is understood now? Now, one more path I have to tell you. Basic one, Holy Mothers. It is called harmonious blending. And the model is Sardananji. When he is given to bhakti, when he is doing karma, when he is doing dhyan, when he is doing dhyan, you cannot understand. Harmoniously they have become blended. Okay? My Guruji told me, that is your path. Not to everybody, but your path is harmonious blending. Understood? That is Holy Mother's model. No emphasis, Holy Mother's model. Emphasis on everything, Swami Vivekananda's model. And Thakur's practice, sadhana. Otherwise, we quarrel on the basket only, not the. Swamiji's 2 lectures you should read, which are parts of the Jnana Yoga book we did not read at that time. Idea of a universal religion and the way to realize that universal religion. There Swamiji is telling, if we take these 4 yogis in a room, how they look at each other, we should take a photo. The Jnani is telling, what emotional people these. And the Bhakta is telling, dry reason only. The Karmi says, let them do something. And Yogi is busy in his pranayama only. So Swamiji says, universal religion does not mean a particular religion becoming universal. Universal religion means a religion which gives scope to everybody. Okay? Now we come to the last point. Do this either by, so you understood? Eclecticism, synthesis, harmony different. Harmony, Thakur is telling sadhana. Mother is telling don't emphasize one. Swami is telling emphasize everything you feel like. Swamiji's idea is harmony in a group. You must appreciate. 4 or 5 words Swamiji has used. Counteracting, equipoising. That means like this, if you build up something, it will be an ideal. Do this either by work or worship or psychic control or philosophy, by one or more or of all of these and be free. This is the whole of religion. So you have seen, this is religion. What is religion? Manifestation of divinity through any of these means. Now, the religion as we know, doctrines or dogmas, you know the difference? Doctrines means principles of any religion supported by some reasoning. That is called doctrine. Their own reasoning may be, but some reasoning is given and you follow these things. That is called doctrines. Dogma. Dogma is no reason is given. This is right, you have to do this. You have to follow Quran. If it says kill people, kill people. No thinking, no rationale, no explanation given. This is dogma. Now, that is helpful to somebody. Jato mat tato pat. So, doctrines or dogmas or rituals. Most of the people take dharma as rituals. No, Swamiji is not condemning rituals. But suppose you have taken the path of bhakti or even karma, rituals are there to help the growing plant. Or books. Books means the Shastra Granthas. Now they are telling us the way, but we have to practice. Or temples. Now some people condemn temples, criticize temples. No need to go to temples. What are temples, you tell me? By temple, Swamiji means all, church, temple, masjid, whatever it is. You tell me the value of temple. You don't have in your Advaita Ashram. Tell me what is a temple. You have gone to temples. You have gone to Beluma Thakur shrine. What difference do you feel? Temple is a place where man meets God. Is it not? We feel the manifestation of God more in that temple than in outside. That means God is present there. Temples are the place where a man meets God. But if somebody is going by the Nirakar method, Advaita Ashram, he does not require it. Now, Swamiji reserved this place, not your Calcutta, Mayavati. Somebody introduced Thakur's worship there in a room while Swamiji was living. You know that incident? Swamiji saw it and ordered him to remove that. He wrote a letter to Holy Mother, complaining against Swamiji or justifying himself, seeking guidance from her rather. She said, तुम्हादेर गुरुजीनी तिने तो अद्वैत, आमरा सकले अद्वैती or Advaitavadi. Your Guru is Advaita, your Guru is the reality, one without a second. Your Guru means Shri Ramakrishna. Shri Ramakrishna is reality, one without a second. That is in mother's mind. So there is, Swamiji is not mistaken. In one place, Tyagananda Swami was given a task in Madras. You know, in Bengali there are two books called Mayar Katha. And in English, Mother's Conversations are there. But all portions are not there. So he was given the task that those portions which are not there, you translate and include. So he was reading the Bengali. He became so excited one day. He told me what Mother is telling. এমন একটা অবস্থা আসে যখন ঠাকুর ঠুকুর সব উড়ে যায়, ঠাকুর ঠুকুর সব উড়ে যায়। He became excited. I said, একটা অবস্থা আসে যখন ঠাকুর ঠুকুর সব উড়ে যায়। So Okay? Now books or temple. So temple is this, huh? Or forms. Rituals is another thing. Ritual is a prescribed method. Forms means, I will show you in the Ramakrishna Mission. Huh? You are doing pranams to all your seniors. This is a form. It is a new thing, I tell you. It did not exist before. When we were in the training center, Swami Kailashananji, who was the vice president, he came in Berur Math. And on one Tithi Puja, we were moving like that. He said, "What is this?" Then he was told that we have to follow like this. He said, "What is this drill?" In our days, it was not there, he said. Whenever we felt a respect for somebody, is to go and salute him. That is our method. Now in our mission, senior, junior, we have to move with a signboard. Sannyas here. Then I can salute you. I have seen in other places, I will praise what I have seen. In Kailash Ashram, a young Swami was teaching grammar. And old Swami, very senior, wanted to learn grammar. He used to come to his class and offer him flowers and salute him and sit in the class. Understand? I am not criticizing. Form. So like that, Swamiji calls it regimentation. Form is useful in military. All must stand at the same time, all must sit in the same time. But Swamiji is not criticizing any of them. Swamiji are but secondary details. Okay? Swamiji's harmony, Swamiji won't criticize any form. Need not go to temple. Understood? Now, let me come to announcement. I think I have closed this. We have in a way summarized all four yogas, and more than that, we have come to the harmony of yogas, and by that method we have come to the harmony of all religions or paths. And that is what is Ramakrishna Vivekananda. I would add Ramakrishna Sarada Vivekananda. And let me come to announcement now. This series of talks from Advaita Ashram, 5:30 to 6:30, ends today. Another series is starting on Monday the 13th. And that is Sri Ramakrishna Leela Prasanga. In English, Sri Ramakrishna the Great Master. It has been translated by Chaitanyanji with another title, Sri Ramakrishna and his Divine Play. But I am going to refer to Sri Ramakrishna the Great Master. And whoever has Bengali book should hold Bengali book also. And another announcement is that this class will be from 7 to 8 in the evening, 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. 5 days a week. Because I have another class from university on Wednesday. So except Sunday on Wednesday, Monday and Tuesday, Thursday, Friday and Saturday, 5 days a week, we will have class from 7 to 8 on Sri Ramakrishna the Great Master. And you may have the book with 2 volumes or 1 volume. Inside there are 5 volumes. And I would be starting the class from the inner 3rd volume. In English, as Spiritual Teacher 1. In Bengali, Guru Bhav Purvardha. From there I would start reading. So, that is the announcement. from Monday the 13th. This series is over today by God's grace, and another series comes, and that is Shri Ramakrishna the Leela Prasanga, Shri Ramakrishna the Great Master, starting from spiritual teacher 1, Guru Bhav Purvarda, 5 days a week, 7 to 8. Om Paratatve Sada Lino Ramakrishna Samagya Yo Dharma Sthapana Rato Viresham Tam Namamyaham. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Tat Sat. Shri Ramakrishna Arpanamastu.
Mm-hmm.